Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. Hey, Lewis Fuller, I already see you in the chat there. Good evening. I just gave you a like. Well, thank you, Lewis. I now have one like. Maybe one of these days I'll get 50 or 100 likes on the stream. So many people watch my streams. I just don't get a whole bunch of likes. And that's even from the people that actually like me. It's not that people don't like me. It's that they just forget to hit the damn like button. And it's not I guess easy enough to remember. Like I like any video that I watch that I enjoy, I automatically am programmed in my mind to hit the damn like button. But thank you for the like, Lewis. Lewis says, will it be, I think he meant to say, will not be able to stay long. Got to eat dinner. Well, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by. The Queen is here. Queen Helen Casey 2.0. You know what, Queen? I went to your channel yesterday. Actually, when you do a search for somebody's channel, it says the amount of videos they've created. Queen, you've created like 1.8K videos on your Queen Helen Casey. I think it's this channel you're on here right now, right? Or is that your live channel? I can't remember. One of your channels has 1,800 videos, Queen. And that's quite impressive. I have 870 on this one publicly available. Probably another 300 or so on private. So I've created about 1,100 videos on this channel in about 3 years. That's a lot of videos. Now, Queen, wow, 1,800. And hey, Gary, welcome back. Gary, I'm going to let you know that I'm not going to be able to focus as much energy on every stream that you stop on by. So just letting you know. I'm letting you know up front here. And again, Gary, you know, I respect what you've said. You've been good. But, you know, I'll be real honest, man. I'm beginning to really think that you're my super troll pretending to be a really cool person. I'm not trying to upset you or trigger you if you're actually a real person. It's just that I cannot have you know, somebody overtaking my entire show every time. It's typically a trollish technique by one super troll out here that continues to get his rocks off, thinking about me all day, every day, and dumbing me down and, you know, whatever. Well, don't worry about it, Gary. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I saw your posting last night in the Coach Eli Reddit group, the Genuine Emotional Support group for men and women. Folks, if you want to join that, the link is below towards the top of the description section. Okay, I'll step back. Have a great show. No worries, Gary. I mean, you can participate. No problem. It's just that, you know, I'm here to help. I'm here to answer questions. I just cannot focus my entire energy on one person. I've got a lot of people to deal with and put out the content. No worries, man. It's all good. Thank you for being here. Whether you're my super troll, any other troll, or you're the real person, you don't know out here. That's what this topic is about today. You know. But good evening, everybody. It is getting closer to 5 p.m. Pacific time here where I'm at. This is the latest I've ever done a stream before it gets dark. Typically it gets dark around 5 o'clock during this time of the year because we're, you know, on standard time now. When it's daylight time, it doesn't get dark until like 8 or 9 o'clock. But during standard time, during the winter time, you know, when it gets dark sooner, it gets dark around 5 o'clock Pacific time. And I started at 4, shortly after 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. So we're going to get dark a little sooner today. So just bear with me. You'll be able to hear me, but you may not be able to see me during certain parts. During certain parts of this video, I mean, you know, in certain parts of the park where there isn't lighting. Queen, thank you so much for the topic. Well, Lewis gave me a like, and now it shows 0 likes. I don't understand that. Why did YouTube remove that like? That was given to me by Lewis Fuller. I just don't understand that. I know they've got sophisticated algorithms, so people don't like bomb you or dislike bomb you, but anyway, it is what it is. It'll all sort itself out on the replay. Not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. Hope you've all had a great day. Before I get to the topic, just letting you folks know, I have a couple of great videos coming tonight. Shortly after this stream, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm releasing, I think it's like a 40-minute video or so, 39 or 40-minute video that I would love it if all of you can watch. Probably one of the better pre-recorded videos I've done. I shot this video from my live streaming studio, and you're going to be able to, see my green screen and see my laptop and see some of the equipment I use to produce the live streams. And I used this same phone here, the iPhone 12 Pro Max recorder. I also have a boom microphone I attach to the iPhone for better audio, and I deliberately kept that in the picture so you folks see how I do my pre-recorded videos and the equipment I use and what it really takes to produce YouTube videos on top of the content that you share to help people in some capacity, right? Getting the audio and the video clear and stable, right? Having a tripod. I use this same selfie stick. It's also a tripod. It has legs at the bottom, and it keeps my iPhone sturdy. And then I plug in an external microphone for better audio. Although the newer iPhones, I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the 12 and the 13 series have far greater built-in microphones than previous phones. And same thing with the Androids, the Samsungs and all that. But there's nothing better than having an external microphone that's as close to your mouth as possible. If you've ever seen people use their cell phones and the onboard audio, and they're a little bit of a distance from the phone, it sounds kind of tinny, right? There are things you can do to get better audio, and you're going to have a great feel of that when you watch this video I released tonight. I mean, that's not the purpose of the video, but I just kind of shared a little bit about my studio for the first 5 minutes while I was at it. So that video is coming again at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific tonight. Then an hour after that, at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, I'm releasing another short video. It's about 50-something seconds long. You've been getting some shorts videos from me lately. And I'm going to decide tonight whether I continue that trend of creating daily shorts videos for the time being. I'm doing a lot of testing on this channel to see what's working through the YouTube algorithm and what's not. I'm trying everything. I'm, making better thumbnails. I used to use Adobe Photoshop. I still use Photoshop at times, but I now more so use Canva. I have a, premium version of Canva. I pay for Canva Pro. I think it's like $5 or $6 a month, maybe even $12 a month. I can't remember. It's totally worth it. So I've been upping my thumbnail game, and been focused more also on pre-recorded videos to more so get to the point faster. And I'm also going to start probably doing some more finely edited videos. A lot of the pre-recorded videos I do are, pretty raw, and you hear the ums and ohs, and everybody does that, right? It's just, when you're on the fly and you don't have a teleprompter, you're just thinking on the fly, and you say a lot of ums and ohs, and most people will cut that out in post-production. I haven't been doing that, but I may start doing that at some point soon. Reason why I haven't done it yet is because, when your videos don't get a lot of views, sometimes it doesn't matter if you take the extra time to edit them, right? It has to be feasible, right? If you're going to put in, 5 hours into a video instead of 1 hour, you typically want to get 5 times the result, right? Or the results, right? So right now, it's not worth it for me to cut out the ums and ohs and have some jump cuts in my pre-recorded videos because the return is not any different, right? It's not affecting my return. But once things start to take off and this channel grows and I have more traction and more views, I will even furthermore refine my content at that time. So I'm just being honest and transparent with you folks. And these Walking with Purpose live streams are where you folks are going to get more of the behind the scenes stuff. Again, tonight, the first 5 minutes of that pre-recorded video, you will see some of the behind the scenes stuff. You'll see my live streaming studio. And you'll see parts of it, not the whole thing. Just the shot I was in it. I may even do a more in-depth video on my live streaming setup in the studio. But again, I'm going to wait for that to, or I'm going to wait for my channel to become more feasible because that video will take a lot of time to edit. So that's one thing you also have to realize, folks, is what's your return based on the time you invested into creating something, right? If you get the same return, whether you take an hour to output it or 5 hours, why would you make the extra effort when it's not going to get you any further? You got to build up in strides, right? So that's a little bit more about what's been going on with me lately. Tomorrow, I also have another pre-recorded video I'm releasing. I think this one is only like 17 minutes or so, shot from my live streaming studio with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Another great topic. I'm not going to spoil the topics for you folks, but they are both very good topics. They're both very good topics, and they're pretty. It's some pretty straight up content. Put it to you that way. So, keep an eye out for them. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you'll know right when they're released. All right. Whew. All right, so let's just get right to it. Why not? Let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live once again from Red Morton Park in beautiful, glorious Redwood City, California. It's not as cold today, but still cold enough to bundle up with 3 layers. This is episode number 195. Episode 195, and the topic today is why many people hide their identity on YouTube. Should you hide yours? One more time. The topic is why people hide their identity on YouTube. Should you hide yours? Let's go back 5 years. 5 years ago, when I first started my full-time YouTube journey as a coach on a former channel I used to run. Ran that channel for almost 2 years, and I've been running this one now for just over 3 years. There's a whole story regarding that, and it's buried somewhere on this channel. Maybe I'll share it again in a pre-recorded video at some point soon. But I'm not going to go through the entire story, because if I do, we're going to be here till like 2 in the morning Pacific time, which is 5 in the morning Eastern time. And trust me, you folks don't have the time and patience to hear that whole story. And right now, I don't feel like sharing that whole damn story. I got other things to do tonight. Got to manage your time. have a great work and personal life balance, right? Very important. But when I first came out on this platform as a full-time YouTuber and a coach, I was still also working my insurance business full-time at that point because I had not generated any revenue for my business yet out here. And by the way, I've been on YouTube since it came out. I live literally 22 minutes south of YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. Obviously, I'm here in Redwood City at Red Morton Park. I live in Redwood City, not too far from the park. And San Bruno is 22 minutes or just over 20 miles north of Redwood City. That's where the YouTube headquarters is at 901 Cherry Avenue. Google is literally 15 minutes south of where I'm at in Mountain View, California. I've actually been to Google. I've been inside of Google. I've been to YouTube and walked around YouTube, but I've never been in there. I'd love to get invited to YouTube at some point. Working on that one. But I need more than 4.7K subs to do that, right? So give a brother some love, all right? But when I first came out on this platform as a full-time creator, I started to experience things and see things unlike anything I've ever seen before. I started getting involved with different groups, trying to collaborate with many creators out here to get my message out and to help them get their message out. I'm all about collaboration, a win-win, right? And I started to notice that there are a lot of people that are anonymous out here, meaning that on their Google/YouTube account, they don't use their real name and they don't show their face. They do whatever it takes to conceal their identity. I started to see that, and I'm like, what's the big fucking deal? I was thinking to myself, right? I've been on social media for a long time. I've always used my full name, shown my face, right? Have you encountered some people that were a little controversial and questioned your comments online? Sure, but not really that big of a deal. But when I came out here on YouTube, that changed everything. Because I started seeing things unlike anything I've ever seen before. And I started to realize that on YouTube, regardless of what you do, when you use your real name and you show your face and people can identify you, they can look you up, they can do a background check on you, they can find out where you live, they can find out where your family lives, they can find out, all your social media profiles, they can find out everything about you, right? We're in a digital world, right? If you can find if you know someone's name and you see their face, you can do a search and find them on a background check, right? Okay. Now, truth be told, a lot of those online backgrounds are not completely accurate. They're not completely accurate. They don't get updated regularly. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But they generally typically give you a fairly accurate, description of the person, or they give you some idea of what type of person this person is, and etc., right? Okay. Now, I've never been one that's felt the need to run background checks on people, especially people out here on YouTube that are just other content creators I'm collaborating with, because A, I'm never going to probably meet them, and B, what's the big deal? We're online. We're just collaborating and working on stuff, right? But after seeing why some people do some of the things they do out here on YouTube, I understand why they do whatever they can to conceal their identity, because they don't want any backlash, right? But here's the thing. I've said this before in the past to people like this, and I'll say it again. Like, if you don't want any backlash, or if you don't want people attacking you or doxing you. Doxing is, if you haven't heard of the word doxing, for you new folks out there, doxing means people they run a background check on you and they put your address and phone number and other private information, like on a live stream or in a video, right? They call it doxing, and they do it to try to trigger you, right? Okay? And it is totally against YouTube's terms of service to do things like that. But anytime you challenge these people, when they do that, they say it's public information. And quite frankly, they're right. It is. It's public information, right? Anyone can look me up, and see what's out there, right? I know that I'm a public figure. That comes with the territory, right? I've always known that. That's not the problem. The problem is how far some other YouTube content creators will take that information and deliberately do stupid things like dox you and stuff like that and attack you because it's their way of getting all eyes on them and getting drama traction, right? But see, when I first came out on this platform, I didn't realize that. All I wanted to do was come out here and share my stories and help other men and women, learn from my mistakes and have a better shot of accomplishing whatever they want to accomplish at a business and personal level through their dating life and their professional life, right? That's all I ever wanted to do. My intentions have never been to harm anyone or attack anyone. But that's when I encountered the dark side of YouTube. And the dark side of YouTube consists of, folks, if you've encountered people like this, or you're fairly new to this, or you're fairly new to watching YouTube, this is going to be very informative for you. You're going to learn 5 years of information in about a little over an hour here during this stream. And it'll make a big difference. Okay, especially if you want to be a YouTuber or be a YouTube contributor to someone's channel and stuff, right? So, let's get further into this, and I'll share more examples as we go along. People drive like crap around here. It's those young millennials and post-millennials. Anyway, so should you conceal your identity on YouTube or not, right? I started off by sharing a little bit about why many people conceal their identity on YouTube. It's because they want to talk shit about other people and not face the consequences or repercussion, right? And typically it's a bunch of men. It's more so the men that behave this way. Women don't typically do this kind of stuff, right? This is more of a thing that men do. And more so men that are, or boys before they become men, like in their preteens, their teens, and maybe early 20s, right? I can more so understand the younger boys, the preteens, the teenagers and guys in their early 20s doing stupid things like this. But by the time you hit your 30s and 40s, if you're still doing this stupid shit, even on YouTube, you really haven't grown up past, 10 or 12 years old. It's the truth of the matter, right? And again, if you're going to if you're going to attack people on YouTube and talk shit about people on YouTube, okay, why would you not want to put your name and show your face out there, right? I mean, what kind of a man, talks smack about another man, especially on YouTube, that's clear across the country or the world, and isn't man enough to show their name and their face, right? What do you get out of that? Does that make you feel like you're a man? Does that make you feel like you're worthy of something, right? These are the types of people that, hide behind the computer, and they're lonely and miserable, unattractive, with no disrespect, but this is the truth. They're unattractive people. They're overweight. They lack social skills. They don't have any friends in real life. That's cool, bro. Millennials. Gotta love them. Millennials. It's all good. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come around this way. So, like I was saying, what does this really do for these people, right? These are unattractive, miserable people that have no friends. They may not even have any family, or if they have family, they're just, they just don't have a good relationship with their family. They're just very lonely and miserable people, right? So what do? They come out here on YouTube and attack anyone they perceive to be better than them or in a better position than them, right? And because they're not man enough to face the repercussions or the consequences, they hide behind the computer. They use a fake name and they don't show their face, right? How masculine is that, right? Now, I'm not here instigating, any fights or drama or anything. Like I don't think any man should attack any other man or woman, and I don't think any woman should attack any other man or woman, right? But should we have discussions about things in a constructive and reasonable way? So it looks like my super troll's back again. He's loaded up some sock accounts and waited the 24 hours. I'm beginning to also think, Queen, that Gary is the super troll. I've thought about that for a while. I've never seen any one single man that lives clear across the country from me be so obsessed with being a part of me and everything I do. Like, seriously, this dude is more nagging than any woman I've dated, right? That's pretty pathetic and sad, right? And this dude conceals his identity. He tries. I know who he is, though, because I had some dealings with him, and some other people on YouTube had some dealings with him. And we were able to find out who he is. And so I actually do know who this guy is. Okay? But, I've moved past it. I'm just saying that it's been like over a year since I stopped any type of communication with this guy and saying his real name and some things that happened. Like, I've totally moved on. He just can't let go. He's like an obsessed girlfriend, right? Queen, go ahead and ban Gary. Gary, people that are genuine, they don't whine and complain like that. You're whining and complaining to try to lead me to believe that you're not my super troll. This super troll, I know everything about him. He's done this for many years. I know all his MOs. He's actually created so many accounts, and he's played the roles of so many different people. He's played the roles of trying to come off as a real person like you did, Gary. That's why I think you're him. I'm not triggered. I don't care. It's comical, right? If you want to sit around, creating fictional digital characters on YouTube all day and trolling people, and you make no money off of it, right? It's like this dude makes no money off of it, and he doesn't need money. He has money. That's That's probably one of the reasons why he does it, because he's bored, and he's got some other things to deal with. And until those things are dealt with, he's just bored, right? So he creates fictional digital characters and tries to make them appear real, and he gets off on the fact of some people believing that they're real for a certain amount of time or not. And I think the reason why the super troll really likes me or trolls me so much is because I'm his biggest challenge, sir. I'm your biggest challenge, right? And I'm not even trying to make it a challenge. I could care less. You're actually very boring to me, sir. It's boring to me. It's just so boring. I got no energy. I don't even feel like responding to you, but it's just so fucking comical, right? It's so comical, man. It's so pathetic, man. That any one single man would focus that much time on a man clear across the country just taking a walk with his supporters, right? You really have nothing better to do, huh? I can picture him saying right now, I want to cut off his tongue. I want to cut off his tongue. I want to cut off Eli's tongue. Hey, Queen, do you see how I've been handling this shit lately, right? Queen, tell me you get a good laugh out of this. The guy came at you. He came at one of my other, friends that I'm still kind of friends with, RJ Sandifer, the blind YouTuber. This guy is pathetic. He's miserable. He's like, he's certainly got a bunch of marbles loose, right? Right? Came at my family and everything, right? He did all the stupid things. And another thing, Queen, I wasn't going to mention this, but I'll just add more insult to injury, right? He's been sending me emails from fake email accounts, right? He saw me talking about, electric cars the other day and a Tesla, right? And so he sends me an email trying to pretend like he's the Tesla owner of the car I walked by the other day, right? Dude, do you not think that I know it's you? And I don't respond to your emails. I block you every time. I block everything. Every time I get anything from you or any other trolls, which is quite rare now because most people don't waste their time because they don't get anything out of it from me, right? Do you not think I know it's you, dude? Like, I don't know why you even keep trying, bro. I don't know why you keep trying. Right. Right. He's trying to, scare me or freak me out, right? He's clear across the country, right? And even if he were to show up here, Queen, Redwood City Police is here every day. There's always a cop on site, right? So, if he shows up, we'll just introduce him to my RCPD friends, Redwood City Police Department friends. The cops know me. They don't bother me. They know I'm a vlogger, YouTuber, etc., right? Even the female cops used to wave at me, I haven't seen some female cops out here in a while, but I used to see them all the time, and they would wave at me, and they would smile at me, and it's like, no disrespect, baby. You're the only woman for me. I know you're watching right now, but there's some pretty hot female cops out here in Redwood City. They would smile at me, and I'm like, I think it was during the days when I was single. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I want her to cuff me. I know that's cheesy and stupid, but you know what I'm saying, right? You gotta have fun with this stuff, right? It's just comical, Queen. Queen, you and I have been through so much out here on this platform. I was going to say earlier, Queen, you have 1,800 videos on your main channel. That's the one you had 2 strikes on, 2 community guideline strikes, and they came off recently, right? Okay. I got to say, Queen, for having 1,800 videos and getting a couple strikes every now and then, with the amount of controversy you put out there, you're doing pretty damn good, Queen. Queen, I'm commending you and saying that, yeah, it sucks to get any strikes, but Queen, you've got 1,800 videos on that channel. I didn't know that. I never looked that close. I'd watch your content, but I never looked at the numbers. My main channel has 1 strike still. It'll come off. But Queen, 1,800 videos. And you get a strike every now and then with the amount of controversial, highly controversial content you put out there, Queen. That's not bad. You're doing quite good, girl. But I understand. You're like my lady. Or all ladies, right? The smallest little setback triggers you, right? Because you're an emotional being, right, Queen? Queen, ladies are emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? And then they reason with logic afterwards, right, Queen? Tell me I'm wrong about that. She'll probably just tell me I'm wrong to try to trigger me, but that's okay. She's like a sister I never had. It's all good. Queen says, my second channel I am on now had 2 strikes and they are gone. Good. Good. You see, you rode them out. You rode them out. You did the right thing. And you'll be back in full force very, very soon. So, let me talk in a little more detail here regarding, who should hide or conceal their identity on YouTube and who shouldn't, right? You have to look at it, as 2 different sides, right? And what you're trying to create. Now, there are a lot of genres out here on YouTube, but in my opinion, there are 2 different types of content. There's drama and non-drama, right? Now, some people will say, well, what about entertainment, Eli? Isn't drama considered entertainment? Well, drama can be entertaining in a cringy way, in a hateful and abusive way, but to me, it's not entertaining. Yes, it may entertain some people, but when I'm talking about entertainment on YouTube, I'm talking about cracking jokes, like doing comedy. I'm talking about, role playing and stuff like that. When I'm talking about drama, I'm talking about channels that run live stream drama panels and just bring on people and stir up the pot on purpose just to run a shit show, right? So you have 2 aspects of YouTube. You have drama channels and non-drama channels, right? So who should conceal their identity and who shouldn't? In my opinion, I don't think anyone should conceal their identity. I think if you're going to come out here and make a statement, or especially if you're going to try to attack someone and not be reasonable about it, I think you need to show your name and your face. Or else your words mean nothing, right? And here's the thing. Most creators like myself, after a while, where we learn the trolling game, and we learn that you guys just trying to trigger us because you're insecure and you're projecting, right? We don't even get triggered anymore. We don't value anything you're saying because we don't know who you are. And that's the thing with me. Like, anyone that comes into my chat or comments on my channel that doesn't have a channel where at the very least they show their face and they have a real YouTube channel, right? So if you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, or let's say you run like a travel channel and you show your face, but you don't use your name, I can accept that because at least we can identify you through an image, right? What I'm trying to say is if you're unidentifiable, if you're completely identifiable, you should put out, and you want to talk smack about people, is what I'm trying to say, you should put out your name and show your face. But the reason why these people don't do it is because they know what they're saying is stupid. They know they're just trying to stir the pot. They're just trying to get reactions from people because they're miserable and it's something that's going to entertain them and temporarily make them feel better, right? But even when I first came out as a full-time YouTuber 5 years ago, I didn't even know what trolls and haters were. I didn't because I used to focus way more on in-person networking and go to in-person networking events. I did use social media, but I wasn't producing a lot of content out there, especially on YouTube. I was sharing posts on Facebook and running networking events and doing that. But the moment that I, came out on YouTube and started running my business completely online for the most part, that's when I started to see this happen. That's when I encountered these people. And because I didn't know what was going on, these nameless and faceless YouTube/Google accounts, known as trolls now, right? They were triggering me. And I would try to defend myself, because that's what people normally do. And that's what these trolls know, how to play the game. They know how to crawl under the skin of good people like myself, even good, strong people like myself. But then after a while, after a year or so or two of going through this with many different trolls and stuff, right? You learn how to handle it. And you learn to rise above it. And you learn to ignore it, right? So, if you are going to run a drama channel, which I don't suggest, right? If you're going to run a drama hate channel that kicks other people down, runs drama shit show panel live streams, right? And stuff like that. Or if you're someone that participates on drama shit show panels and stuff like that, I'd probably suggest that you hide your identity. And most of the people that do participate on drama shit show streams like that, okay, they do try to hide their identity, right? Now, if you want to be a non-drama channel and run a real YouTube channel like I do and create something that's more sustainable long-term, right? You don't have a choice but to use your name and show your face. This is your identity. Listen, the platform is called YouTube, not GhostTube, right? If you trolls that are faceless and nameless want to create a platform called GhostTube, right? Go ahead and do it. This platform is called YouTube. That means it's a platform where you share videos about you and what you have to offer to this world, right? YouTube, right? How the hell are we going to know who you are if you don't show your face and use your name? How can we value your content? Now, I've seen a lot of people run many successful channels, especially channels regarding male issues with women and stuff, right? Something similar as to what I do, but these channels more so focus on men, and they're from a group called the Manosphere, and a lot of these creators are angry and bitter towards women, and they're trying to protect all these men from women, and some of them have okay content, but most of them are pretty angry and bitter guys, right? Okay. These guys, a lot of them, are not showing their face and not using their name. There's like one of them, and I actually like his work, but still, he doesn't show his name and face. There's a guy called Taylor the Fiend, right? He uses a cartoon version of himself, and maybe Taylor is his first name or his last name or a made-up name, but he calls himself Taylor the Fiend. And he's got a ton of subscribers, and he's monetized. And he doesn't even show his name and face. But people watch him. And why does he do that? Why does he not show his name and face? Let's talk about that. Why? Because YouTube's probably just extra money for him. He probably works a day job. And here's the thing. There's a lot of truth to this. Okay? When you're working in the corporate world nowadays, you're also working with women, which is fine. No problem. Women are liberated. They're working. No problem, right? But if you're on YouTube and You're working for a corporation where there are lots of women executives and other female employees, right? And you're talking about how feminism destroyed the family, the traditional family and all and stuff like that, right? Even if that's somewhat true, which it kind of is, right? Okay, you coming out and saying that when you show your name and your face, if your employer see it, or if some women you work for see it, and they report it to your employers, it could affect your job. It shouldn't affect your job because it's a totally different thing. And yes, you are entitled to having that freedom of speech, right? But unfortunately, if you're in the corporate world and you're working for somebody else and you're working with both men and women, right? Everything you do online will affect your job. Even though it shouldn't, it does, right? So to a certain extent, I can understand those creators not showing their face or using their name, right? But at the same time, what I do respect about guys like Taylor the Fiend is he doesn't go around and he doesn't create drama. He doesn't attack other creators. All he does is go on Reddit and TikTok and share Reddit stories and TikTok videos and does commentary on him. He does, constructive criticism on them, right? And he also tells the guys, now guys, don't go and attack the lady in this video or person in this posting, be kind, right? See, I can respect that. I can understand that. Now, in those situations, and probably only in those situations, the situation just mentioned right now is the only one that I'm okay with somebody concealing their identity. What I'm not okay with when certain people conceal their identity is when they do it because they want to legitimately harm other creators like me. Like a lot of these content creators over the last 5 years, they've attacked my real life. They've put out information about my family and other people that I care about and am close to, just to try to get to me. And many of them that did that are anonymous, right? Now, some of them I was able to hunt down, but not all of them. It's not, sometimes it's just not possible. Some of them are really good at completely concealing their identity, and some of them slip and say certain things in their videos or while they're guests on another person's live stream panels, and then you're able to figure it out, right? But here's the thing. What this all boils down to is, and this is primarily the men that do this. The women, most women do not troll. It's just men, right? What this all boils down to is a bunch of angry and bitter and socially awkward men that have no friends in real life. They can't get a girlfriend. They don't love their family. Heck, they don't love themselves. They're just miserable people that are rotting in their place or some basement they may be living in or something. They're rotting, right? And they have nothing better to do than troll anonymously on YouTube and try to harm other people because it makes them feel better. What the heck was that? That car just slammed on their brakes going around the corner. There was no other car there. People drive way too fast. It's a curvy 25 road and they're going like 40 miles an hour. I think that car didn't realize there was a curve up ahead and was going 40 and then it hit its brakes. Or would have flipped or gone across the other lane into the park and probably taken out somebody. Anyway. Got one more lap to go, folks. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Crazy Driver says Queen Helen Casey. One more lap to go. We are at 50 minutes. If you haven't noticed the trend that I've been talking a lot about on my channel lately, and you're going to also hear more about this in a pre-recorded video I'm releasing shortly after this live stream ends. There's a trend about the types of people that I feel are causing all the issues online and in the real world too. And it's the alt-right middle-aged men. It's not even the conservatives, Queen. It's not the real conservatives. It's the alt-right. It's not even the women, Queen, because I have a lot of respect for you. It's the men. These alt-right extremist men that are just unhappy and miserable, right? They're unhappy and miserable. And like I keep saying, instead of doing things to better themselves and put them in a better position in their lives, they just continue to sink further and further into depression. And you could see it through their continuous stupid actions on YouTube. A lot of these people, they still come at me, or they try to come at me, right? Or sometimes I'll pop into a live stream of some people I care about still to this day, but I don't follow that much because they're still involved with this drama group I used to be a part of. But so sometimes I'll pop into a live stream regarding someone I care for, but the drama audience still follows them. And then these people have no idea I'm there, right? And they're still talking smack about me. And it's primarily these nameless and faceless, overweight, just nasty trolls. And how do I know they're overweight? Because there have been some pictures leaked about these trolls. So I know, right? And they're talking about me, and I hadn't talked about them for like a year, right? And as far as they know, I wasn't even there in that chat, right? But they still felt the need to talk about me. Why? Because they wish they could be me. They're projecting, right? It's one thing if I was antagonizing them, right? And continuously talking smack about them. And I'm not even talking smack about them now. I'm just sharing how pathetic and stupid this is, right? I'm trying to share with you folks why people do this stuff on YouTube. Why people feel the need to conceal their identity and who's primarily doing it, and should you do it or not. I was gonna share a story, and I totally forgot what that story was. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I'm gonna share this story now, because a lot of people are new here and they don't know the stories from the past, right? So on my former channel, and I've shared this before, so if you've been following me for a while, you may have heard this, but to the new people, it's just new information, right? On my former channel, I was seeing a woman back then. She was a good woman, kind of like the woman I have today. And her and I were doing a show called Genuine Relationships in the 21st Century. Is this possible? Kind of a long name for the show, but I really like the name because I'm all about genuine relationships, business and personal. Personal and professional, right? And we've done a couple of episodes. Like the show was happening on Tuesday nights at like 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And she would do the show from her place. I would do the show from my place. And I was pretty new to live streaming back then. I'd been running my channel for about 6 or 7 months. This is my former channel I used to run, no longer around. And we did like our third show. And all of a sudden, we started getting a ton of people coming in, like literally like 50 or 100 people. And they kept coming in and saying, Buddha raid, Buddha rules, and, and I now know to this day that is the Buddhism hotline. That was my first experience in being super trolled, where they successfully were able to shut down my live stream. Well, I shut it down. YouTube didn't. But my lady and I didn't know what was going on. We're trying to run a show. She was the only moderator on my channel at that point, and I'm the channel owner, so I could moderate too, right? And we're sitting there trying to ban all these people. It was overwhelming. Like, Queen, you would have had a field day. That was some of the most severe trolling I have ever experienced. And I didn't even know what trolling was at that point. Seriously, I did not know. But I learned pretty quick, right? So then I got some more mods and, used block words. And nowadays on this channel here, I've got Nightbot and block words. And you have to be subscribed for a minimum of 24 hours to chat here. And I've got good mods. So my security is like airtight. Like my YouTube channel is like tighter than Fort Knox. It's true. But if you're a good person and you say nice things, those words are not blocked. So, if you're not a troll, you're not here to talk shit, then talk all you want. But you want to talk smack and troll? Most of the stuff will be automatically filtered. Queen has hardly anything to moderate here. Every now and then somebody comes in, right? Queen, this is like a cakewalk now. This is peaceful and relaxing, right, Queen? I know. I would have had a field day. So we're getting attacked by the Buddhism hotline. I'm like, what the hell is the Buddhism hotline, right? Now, I've become somewhat friends with them, and I met a lot of their members, right? But that was my first experience at trolling. All these people, nameless and faceless, right? Right? So what can you do about that, right? Right? And, I really, looking back, the Buddhism hotline has a lot of like young teenagers, preteens, and guys in their early 20s. So that's the kind of behavior that I would more so expect from younger guys in their preteens, teens, and early 20s. But once a guy hits like mid-20s or early 30s at the latest, if you're still trolling like a teenager, then you're pretty freaking pathetic. You got to grow the fuck up. Seriously. We've all had fun as little kids. I used to do stupid shit when I was a little kid. I was a little shit. I'll admit it, right? And I look back and I'm like, man, I was a little shit. But I own it, right? And I've grown up and I'm a good man now. At least I feel I am. And I care about people. I've always cared about people, but I just don't feel the need to do stupid shit at my age. I don't. I just want to live a peaceful and drama-free life. That's it. And that's all I'm trying to help people accomplish here, right? And it was interesting, Queen, and everyone else that's watching the Buddhism hotline. When I was doing an in-studio live stream about a month and a half ago, they tried to troll me a few times. And they they said, go and check your Discord. Now, I didn't pay any attention to it during that live stream. I didn't want to give me notoriety. This is how you handle it. You don't give me notoriety, right? But I'm sharing this for example purposes. They went into my Discord, and they started bombing my Discord with, like, nudes and stuff and penis pictures and other stuff like that, right? Just stupid stuff, right? Right? But they got no notoriety or attention from me, right? And I went on and finished my show, and once the show ended, I went into my Discord and deleted all that stuff and set my privacy settings even stronger. So, and these people, did I say Discord? Did I say Discord? I meant Reddit. It was my Reddit channel. Sorry, my Reddit group. Sorry, my Reddit group. I think I said Discord. It was my Reddit group where they bombed, right? And I set my privacy settings higher. I deleted those pictures and went on. Another one, Queen, I didn't see that one. Did the spam filter catch what they were saying? That troll that just popped in here, who was probably my super troll again, did the spam filter catch it? I didn't see it pop up at all. Was it an obnoxious comment, Queen? Just curious to know. But yeah, so they'll go into Reddit and they'll create nameless and faceless accounts. Why? Because they're little sissies, right? They're not real men. They're immature. They're insecure, right? You know, the girls don't like them, right? No wonder why the girls don't like them. What would be attractive to girls when you guys are spending more time trolling than, you know, trying to get with a girl, right? Or a woman, right? As you get older, right? Queen says, it is in some stupid language. I don't know what it is. Maybe it wasn't Greek. I don't know. It looks like Greek. But did they type anything in English, Queen? Or were they just typing in Greek? Because, I mean, I can't read Greek to save my life. And I can't write Greek, but I can speak Greek about 70-75% fluently. So, you know, if they're thinking because I'm Greek, I could read Greek, I'm sorry. Nothing English. Well, then you got to go. It's probably my super troll. Trying to use, you know, Greek font, which you can do that. There's fancy ways you can use fancy font within your YouTube username, Google account. So it's probably the super troll trying to create a Greek account, trying to get me to think that it was real. And that's why I have my channel set, you know, that I only allow people to chat here that have been subscribed to my channel for 24 hours or longer. So this dude, just what he does is he creates probably new sock accounts every day and then subscribes to me. So that way he has a bunch of accounts that have passed the 24-hour threshold. So he can come on in here. See, the reason why I have that 24-hour threshold is because typically when people are going to, you know, bomb you, like the Buddhism Hotline did on my former channel, they're gonna do that at the last minute, right? They're going to wait for you to go live, and they're going to do that, make a last-minute decision. So, you know, if I were to go live and they wanted to bomb me, and they weren't subscribed to me yet before, they'd have to wait 24 hours after subscribing to chat. It's a security measure, right? Plus, I really only want people chatting in my chat that are subscribed to me. Why should I value your questions when you don't value me enough to subscribe to me, right? Think about that, right? think I might order some DoorDash tonight. Haven't done that in a little while. It was funny, one of the trolls in the past was trying to get my attention. This was many months ago. I never talked about it, but I'll talk about it now because it's just hysterical. They're like, Eli works for DoorDash. Okay. So I work for DoorDash, but I produce videos all day and go live most of the time. But I work for DoorDash. Okay. And they'll say anything to try to get a reaction from me or from their audience, right? Yeah, this was said by somebody like 2-3 months ago or so, or longer than that, right? They never got any reaction from me. I'll talk about it now because we're doing a show, regarding, who should conceal their identity and who shouldn't. And then the funny thing is that the guy that said this does not conceal his identity. So at least, at the very least, even though I don't respect this guy, at least I can respect that about him. I don't respect how he does the things out here on YouTube, but I do respect the fact that he shows his face and uses his real name. I'll respect anyone that shows their face and uses their real name, whether I respect you overall or not. I mean, I'll respect that about someone, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to respect your work or you. But at least I can respect the fact that if you're going to talk shit about people and attack other people on this platform, which you shouldn't do that in the first place, at least you're somewhat man enough to show your name and face and accept the repercussions or accept responsibility for your stupid actions, right? Trying to also still figure out what my next move is going to be, what my next content strategy is going to be. If anyone has any ideas for content they'd like to see on this channel, just let me know. Email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com. Be legit, because I will know if you're a troll or not. Like my troll that says, I'm the Tesla guy. I see you walking at the park. Right, super troll. You think that guy that has a $100,000 Tesla is busy watching me or trolling me on YouTube, or he's busy in his house begging his wife and getting ready to go to work the next day to pay his damn Tesla? I'm the Tesla guy, and I watch you at the park every day. Like I've said before, if I wanted to be the super troll of all super trolls, I could troll everybody out here on this platform, and you wouldn't even know it's me. I've learned so much, and I'm also an intuitive and smart dude. I could do it, right? But it's not me. It's not who I want to be, and I would never do that to anybody. Am I capable? Oh, yeah. If I wanted to make all of your lives miserable, troll all of you, you'd have no idea. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm not trying to show off. This is the tech capital of the world. I grew up with this shit. I grew up with computers, right? I'm the most tech-savvy guy on the planet. Yeah, I'm a cool, down-to-earth dude, but I have the brains of a nerd, and I fuck like a jock. It's the best of both worlds. My woman, if she's listening right now, she's probably getting off on this, right? And the rest of you are saying, that's some cringe. That's major cringe there. Oh, I don't give a shit. If you think it's major cringe, it's major cringe then. I don't care. It's my space. It's my house, right? It's my house. You don't like it, you know what you can do. You can get the F out, right? Having a little fun today. waiting to see where these people are going. A lot of these dads and their little kids are at the park and riding little scooters and stuff like that. All these new kid toy gadgets that I didn't have growing up, you know. So they bring their kids to the park, and then they're coming at you, and you go one way to try to avoid them, and instead of them going the other way to avoid you, then they come at you when you were trying to avoid them, right? So the best thing I learned to do is to just sit there and wait for them to pass and see where they're going to go. You got to treat people nowadays when you're walking around them like you would if you're driving. It's better to wait and let someone go than try to pass them, right? And then you run into them and cause an accident, right? That's the secret, guys. Sometimes waiting, guys and gals, sometimes waiting just a little bit will spare you a lot of heartache and time. Be patient, right? I used to not be patient in my younger days, I'll tell you that. Used to be very impatient, especially like in my teens and early to mid 20s. And after that, I grew the fuck up. And I just started to realize that some things are just not worth it. So be patient, right? Don't force things, right? Don't push things. Let things happen naturally in life, right? If it's meant to be, it'll be, right? We're at 1 hour and 12 minutes. Get your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air really soon. So should you conceal your identity on YouTube? Ultimately, it's up to you how you want to live your life online and offline, on social media and in the real world, which we call nowadays IRL, in real life, right? Even this Gen Xer is learning the modern day speak, right? I can hear the millennials saying, "Oh, shut up, Gen X. Gen X, shut up." Cool. I don't have a problem shutting my mouth. To be quite honest with you, the less I talk, the more energy I conserve. So you're doing me a favor by telling me to shut my pie hole, right? Oh my gosh, there's different lighting now. They changed the lighting. This is interesting. These must be multicolored lights. Because they're not Christmassy anymore. They might keep this up for a while. Wow. This was the 49er Christmas tree, and now it's just like a blue and yellow Christmas tree. Still pretty cool. The Christmas lights change colors. Yeah, this is pretty sophisticated, actually. But it's January 5th. I mean, you know, it's cool this is still here. But I'm wondering how much longer they're going to keep this up. And look, even there, the tunnel is sparkly. Look at that. But all of this, and I really don't think a lot of people have really enjoyed this. There hasn't been a lot of traffic out here to enjoy this. Now, in the previous years, Queen, and you've seen this because, you know, we've been a part of each other's channels and social media presences for almost 3 years now. But you remember in the previous years, the Zoppi Family Circus was here, and they moved it downtown to the Redwood City Library. So that circus was bringing more foot traffic during this time of the year, or, you know, in December. And so the light show here was more worth it. But now it's like, you know, there's nothing really here bringing an extra amount of people. So, I mean, it's cool and I've enjoyed it. I'm sure there have been an okay amount of people that have come out here, but probably not enough people to justify putting this all together and to also justify the electric bill. I mean, this is actually really, really cool. I got to tell you, this is really cool. The dude and lady that own this house, the dude's probably like an electrician. I mean, he's probably a genius at doing this, and his wife is probably good at decorating. They're probably a great team. It's just awesome. You know what? Screw it. Let's go to the vortex tunnel. Let's give you guys a feel of this. All right. I'm a YouTuber. I should be just checking out everything, right? Whoa. Let's give you the reverse angle. Whew. Electric bill will be high. No shit, Queen. We have some cool things out here in the Bay Area, even here in Redwood City. I mean, look at this shot here. Some dude was coming in on a bike. There he is. All right. Woo! That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Going to be going off the air soon. And again, like I was about to say, should you conceal your identity on YouTube or not, or social media in general, right? That's up to you, right? Depends on how you want to use social media, right? If you want to create something amazing, something that defines you, something that will create your legacy, kind of like what I'm creating with the coaching, right? Then, in my opinion, you got to be true to yourself. You got to put your real name out there and show your face, but be ready for the consequences, because not everyone is nice out there. Not everyone is a positive person. Most people are, but there are a bunch of people that aren't, right? Those are the people that are going to see you in the way they wish they could be. And because they can't have what you're creating or you already have, they're going to try to make your life miserable as their attempt to feel as good about themselves as you feel about yourself for doing the right thing in the first place. So if you want to create something great, you got to use your own identity. Okay, we've got somebody coming here. If you want to mess around and troll, which I don't recommend, I don't condone it, but I'm just saying, hey, you know what? People choose to be trolls. You don't just become a YouTube troll or internet troll. People choose to become what they want to become, right? It's your choice. If you choose to be a troll, then obviously you're going to want to be anonymous, because if not, the people you attack are going to attack back or are going to defend themselves. And here's the thing, this is what these trolls fear the most. Like, these trolls, many of them have crossed the line from just, and there's innocent trolling, and then there's crossing the line, taking it into real life, right? Or doxing and stuff, right? When you get into doxing, putting out people's personal information, and then you harass their personal and professional network on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all that, when you start getting into that, that is definitely harassment and that is definitely against the law. The thing is, it's very hard to prove unless these people attach their identity to it, right? And that's why the FBI, that's in charge of the cyber crimes division, right? They can't really do anything to a nameless and faceless troll. And these trolls know it, right? So that's why they remain anonymous, because these trolls want to be able to talk shit about you and try to kick you down to their level, even if it involves illegal ways or unethical ways. And they don't want to face the legal ramifications. That's why they do it. That's the bottom line, right? You as a content creator, if you're like me that puts out real content as a real channel, shows your face like I do in every video, and uses my real name, I am Coach Eli. Eli is my nickname, but in parentheses on my channel I put Elias Melas. My name's Elias Dimitri Melas. Right? This is my face, right? No need to run biometrics or anything. You could just look up my name. Right? Anyway, my allergies have been really, really drying my throat up lately. I've had some dry throat. And it's not just because I haven't had any water. You know what, Queen? I have those 8 water bottles I bought, those plastic attachable water bottles I can attach to the side of my sweats. And they can hold, I think it's like 16 ounces of water or something like that, or 12 or 16 ounces of water. I haven't used them one time. They're still in the original packages. I got to start using them. But see, Queen, it hasn't been as hot as in the summer, so I'm not getting dehydrated as bad. But still, even if it's cold, you got to have some water. Start using them. Yeah, it's a good idea. All right, folks, we are at 1 hour and 22 minutes here. Before I go off the air, once again, what time is it right now? It's probably shortly after 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Probably about 9:05, 9:10 Eastern, 6:05, 6:10 Pacific. I don't know if Queen, you want to share the time in the chat before we go off the air. But in less than an hour from now, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I have a great video coming from my studio, my live streaming studio, shot with this phone, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, in 4K at 60 frames per second with very high quality audio. You'll get a feel of how I record pre-recorded videos that are outside of the studio. Now, I used my iPhone because I wanted to kind of show you a little bit of my studio as well. But the video has, it's a pretty in-your-face type of video. It is 9:09 Eastern. I was pretty close. All right, good guess, Eli, based on the amount of time that you've been on the air and the time you started shortly after 4:45 Pacific. So yeah, it's almost a 40-minute video, but it makes a lot of sense, and it's going to give you folks an idea of how my content's going to be moving forward. I'm going to be a little more heavy-hitting. I'm not going to attack people or, be rude or mean to people, but I'm going to tackle things head on and face things head on. That was pretty loud. So that dude dropped his skateboard. He's walking far away now. Dropped his skateboard so high, it was so loud. Oh my gosh, you probably heard that. Anyway. Yeah, the content I'm putting out tonight in less than an hour is a little more in your face, but still very professional. But I'm going to start hitting things a little harder. And if you want to find out more of the style I'm headed towards, check out that video coming up in less than an hour. And then less than an hour after that video, you're done watching it, or an hour after it's released at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, I've got a brief YouTube short video with another great short topic. So lots more content coming soon. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. Thank you very much to everyone that was here, Queen Helen, Casey, and anyone else watching behind the scenes. Lots more content coming. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. Have yourself a great evening. And also, be good to each other. Take care. Bye-bye.